Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, My Wife Didn't Come Home Last Night, Found Her Drunk in Her Car with Her Tennis Coach. And a shout out to AM for sending this story. And guys, this story, just like the title said, found his wife cheating in not the best exactly of circumstances, not that any circumstances is good, but finding her drunk, passed out in a car with her tennis coach, that's pretty up there. And he, unfortunately, is learning the hard way that once a cheater, always a cheater. And if you take them back after pulling this stunt, they're only going to do it again. So, starts off, says here, I'm looking for married women's point of view on boundaries. I'm 39 years old, went to bed on Wednesday night and said goodnight to my wife, a 40-year-old female, who was on the sofa finishing up some work things. Our two kids are my daughter, who's 6 years old, and my son, who's 4, are sleeping soundly already. I'm a high school teacher with a busy day tomorrow, and she is an entrepreneur. At 2:30 in the morning, I notice that she's not in bed, and I search for her in our apartment. Nothing. The kids are still asleep in bed, and there's a text on my phone from 10:53 saying, gone for food, be back soon. Holy crap. That'll make any husband jump through the roof there. I know her work call went badly, an important detail for later, and where we live there's a culture of night markets and food which she likes. I saw on my phone that she was having food. I suspected she was having some beers, drowning her losses, and this is pretty late, but I let it slide. I gave her some space. No. 2:30 in the morning, she's not back yet, she's a mom. Something's up. You can't let that go. Well, I wake up again at 5:30 in the morning, and she's still not home. Duh. Her location has changed to a police station. I call her, no one picks up. My best guess is drunk driving. She must feel like a piece of crap. I'm thinking tears and vomit. A 5-year-old driving ban, etc. So I call in sick at work and get the kids out of bed and take them to their different schools by taxi as she took our car. Then I get another one to the police station. It's now 8:30 in the morning, and I'm now imagining the worst. Head-on crash, she's in the hospital, or worse, and the police picked up her car. Well, I would imagine at this point he would have gotten a phone call from the police. They would have found out who he is if something like that happened. Well, I see her car parked out front. The police station is already set a way back, and the car and her phone are just in a public lot nearby. Her engine is still on, and I can see a disheveled guy sleeping in the front of the car. I'm scared shitless about my wife's whereabouts, so I bang on the window. He winds it down, and she's in the back. She's covered in vomit, and she's absolutely hammered. What the hell? This is not what he was expecting. So, guys, I think it's pretty safe at this point in this awful situation nobody wants to see their wife in, that it's over. You would imagine so, seeing this situation. I give the guy a hard time. Who is he? What is he doing with my wife? He looks like a kid caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He stammers about knowing her from the tennis club and wanders off into the morning sun. She's so sorry about getting drunk, making me miss work, and forgetting the kids, etc., and I drive her home. Yeah, I can tell she's so sorry through her actions. I'd be like, get out, pack your shit, and get the fuck out. Ooh, got a big storm coming in here, guys. You can probably hear the thunder already. Hope I can finish this video. I have my suspicions about this tennis coach. He's single, 21 years old, and I've been seeing her texting a lot. I encourage her to have hobbies. The business weighs on her heavily. This year she's been doing weight loss, sports, all that jazz. It's her main social outlet where we live. But every husband has in the back of his mind, the stereotype of a sports coach trying to get close to his wife. Well, it ain't just a stereotype, because that's exactly what was going on. I mean, you really think they were just hanging out in the car, barfing on each other? No, this isn't Stand By Me. Well, she assures me that nothing happened. Yeah, okay. Even if nothing happened, she's not behaving like a mother and wife. She's in the doghouse. And she doesn't see him like that. He's more like a kid brother to her. I generally believe she believes that. Besides, she was unconscious, covered in vomit, and not exactly hot stuff. Smack! Really, dude? You really believe that? I asked her how she got so hammered. She said she went to a dinner at a restaurant by herself, a solo dinner. He must have come out to join her as he lives close by. Because she invited him. What do you expect? She has forgotten her phone, so I go to get it in the vomit-ridden car. I take a peek, and she has screenshots of their texts and the actual ones in an app which show that she's been deleting messages from him. I can see he invited her out for dinner. Ah, imagine that. Well, she spills the beans on what actually happened. She apologizes for hiding things and lying. So, in other words, the only reason you got this out of her is because she got caught. I guarantee you're being trickle truth. Apparently, the pressure running the business makes her feel lonely and abandoned, and she can't talk to me about it. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. For her, this is the crux of the issue, and we should focus on it. We used to run the business together. I think a couple shouldn't work together. It's a marriage killer, and so I became a teacher instead at a fancy school where kids now get a free place. Her coach is a fun friend and a sympathetic ear she can unload on. Unload on? Yeah, and he's unloading his love juice on your wife, dude. She knows I'm suspicious of him, and which is why she hid it from me and deleted the messages. She has also secretly seen him one other time in a week prior, a research trip to check out the FMB installation in town, and I think she likes the attention, but he wants to bang her. No, really? You think he's just hanging out to listen to her fucking problems? No, he wants to tap her ass. Come on here. My wife agrees that it's shady and needs to stop. She apologizes but wants to get quickly to the butt all about how she feels abandoned and I'm not supporting her with the business. So here we go. This is when she twists it around and the reason I'm cheating is because of you. You're not paying enough attention to me and blah, blah, blah. It's your fault. Every time. Her points are fair. She suggests that she never meets him alone. I'm welcome to come, but has spent $2,000 on advanced lesson payments with a tennis club and would be embarrassed to switch coaches. Tough shit, honey. You were cheating on me. But here's a better idea. This guy should end it with her. Kids aren't that old. I mulled over, disagree, and think it's best we nip this in the butt and just cut him off completely. There's an idea. Now cut her off, too. I didn't make an ultimatum, but I said I think this guy has to go. No lessons, no messaging. This is a nascent emotional affair. Boundaries have been crossed. I don't want to be suspicious, never nervous, or policing with him. Get rid of him, and we move on. Well, she was really pissed, and I told her to reach out to her friends and see what they think. I can't imagine anyone would think it's reasonable to keep this guy around. I'm reaching out to the Reddit hive mind for input, and I'm especially interested in women's point of view. This guy, even though it's, obviously he's a dad and he's trying his best, he's not the sharpest tool in the shed if he thinks that her friends are going to side with him. And you really think that her friends, at least one of her friends, doesn't know what she's doing? She's hooking up with her tennis coach, a guy like half her age. Come on, man. It isn't just someone to listen to her problems. She wants to get her freak on with this guy. And I bet you this 21-year-old is doing way more with her than you've ever done. End it, guys. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Well, now, that was the end of his story looking for help, part 1. Well, now we're on to part 2. And part 2 came out just a few days ago, I believe, less than a week ago. 7 months later. What do you think's happened since? Take a wild guess. He starts off saying, I'm absolutely broken. Oh, I guess things aren't good. I found out 4 days ago, and I feel like an idiot. I had that weird feeling in my chest, like I'm having too much coffee, and I definitely cannot sleep. Things seem to be going well. I showed her some Reddit comments. We read not just friends. She thought that we were between stage 2 and 3, if you read it, and she deleted him and changed coaches. Our marriage and family has been good. I encouraged her to go on trips to places, half leisure, half work, to decompress. So she's on to a new tennis coach. What do you think is going to happen again? Well, we're on holiday right now, and she asked me to update her WhatsApp. She's rubbish at tech. And I saw TikTok open in the background, with unread messages, and my curiosity got the best of me. There were messages from that day between the two of them, banal stuff like holiday pics. Well, that night, I went through her phone while she was snoring. I checked his social media. I don't have it in my mind, and I saw a picture of him in an iconic lake that my wife had been to on one of her trips. Shocker. You really think she's going to stop? Come on, dude. By him forgiving her and saying move on, change coaches and move on, he just taught her, okay, I can get away with anything with this guy. My heart sank. There was no date, but rocks, plants, and electrical cables in the photo, matching exactly for one of my wife's own photos from her trip. She had taken a picture for him. I I wrote her a letter saying I knew about him and her tennis coach. I would step aside and she could be with him. I asked for a 30-day separation till everyone's heads cool off. She had to leave the holiday for work travel anyway, so it works. She did what you expect, silently staring at the paper for 3 minutes. It was just some text. I told her I knew more than she needed to come clean. Over the next 24 hours, I was treated with trickle truth, and though no Darva this time. I didn't reveal how much I knew or how I knew it, so it all had to come out. So, that's it. We're done. 30 days trial separation, but we're done. And of course, the trickle truth. He says, definitely do trust your gut and do look through your partner's phone in the middle of the night. Don't reveal how much you know or how you know it until you get the full truth. That's a good idea. I think every guy should go through his wife's fucking phone. Because you know they're going through years, guys. And if you find something out, don't let them know you know everything. See what they do. As she tells it, she really just did have dinner with him and to get drunk on Christmas. She cut him off, but in May, her new different tennis coach was sick and the boss paired them back up together. She didn't say no. They had a few dates and they kissed. She was bored on her trip to the lake and semi-invited himself. They slept together that night. There you go, man. Okay. Now you're going to end it with her? He says here she is awful at taking responsibility. No shit. And just saying, I invited him along to have sex with me. She paid for a plane ticket for him to see him on another trip for sex. She said it's not about him. He's just a kid that listens to her problems and is well put together. It's all on her. She is desperate for reconciliation and is making some of the right noises. Therapy for her and a hall pass for me if my table stakes to begin that conversation. There you go. She's offering a hall pass. No wife that loves her guy is going to offer a hall pass. It shows you that sex means nothing to her. You know? Or sex with her husband means nothing to her. We have a good married and family life otherwise outside this. Smack. Are you freaking kidding me? What do you mean a good married and family life outside this? She's an awful wife. She isn't just cheating on you. She's cheating on the kids. Okay? She should be attending to those kids, not banging this guy. And your marriage is going to fall apart. It is falling apart, which will affect your children. So she's not a good mother. We have 2 really happy young kids, and she's a great mother. Smack! No, she's not. She isn't a fantastic or evil person. She's just sort of normal. What? Fallible, lovable, but deeply selfish, and can't take responsibility for her actions. Well, somebody that's deeply selfish and can't take responsibility for their actions is an asshole. Can therapy fix that? For now, we are separated and everything sucks. The kids don't know what is going on. Well, Dad, it's time to fill them in. I felt an incredible wave of warrant satisfaction when it all came out. I'm not crazy. I was right. She had gaslit me for the better part of a year with this guy. That's what they do. She sort of snapped at me about, you're right, you win, when I was getting her to admit the truth. But then the realization I may have wasted 13 years of my life with this person, and my children's lives have been destroyed because of her selfish, quickly put that in perspective. There you go, man. Guess she's not that great of a wife and mother, huh? A few points from the last time. I spent a few years retraining as a teacher. It wasn't overnight. Qualifications, training placements, and masters were had. Smaller kid in a different site to the older kid in terms of school. We're not based in the States. The way you think the world works may in fact not be the way the world works. So in other words, he's saying like things may not work the way they do in America as they do. When he says States, I'm guessing he's over in the UK. Well, man, cheating is cheating, and human behavior is human behavior wherever you are in the world. And your wife is making you look like a fool. So you need to end it with her and move on, for heaven's sakes. Do yourself a favor. You take her back again after this, guess what? She'll do it again. She's laughing at you, okay? How many guys does she has to hook up with before you finally see the truth, okay? Yeah, you don't want to hurt the kids, but you're hurting the kids more staying in a marriage and she treats you like this. Have some self-respect, brother. Now I'm going to read some comments here before I wrap this up. But again, I point of the whole story, guys, once a cheater, always a cheater. One guy says here, I personally wouldn't reconcile for 3 reasons. Number 1, she never told you. She's not sad it happened. She's sad you found out. She doesn't care about you. I agree there. Number 2, once she knew something was up, she continued to lie, withhold information, and trickle truth you. That is who she is, a liar. Someone you cannot trust or rely on when the going gets tough. 3, She went behind your back, spent a lot of money with the intention and premeditation of doing these things. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a carefully planned series of events to go behind your back and have fun at your expense, emotionally and financially. She has demonstrated quite early that she's a terrible wife, even if she is a good mother. She's not a good mother. Do not sacrifice your own self-esteem and happiness for someone you cannot trust or rely upon. There are good women out there. Separate, get parenting apps, and cut all contact. You'll slowly feel the weight of your trauma lift the longer you stay apart. Yeah, it ain't going to be easy, and obviously he doesn't want this, but you can't stay with her. And I would seriously, as hard as it is, question if those are your kids. You know? I would do some DNA testing if that's legal in your country. And one more, this guy says, good mothers do not cheat on their children's fathers. They just do not. Mothers and fathers are supposed to set good examples of character, integrity, and honor their kids. She has none of these qualities and therefore is a terrible example of a mother. If a mother can lie, deceive, and gaslight like no tomorrow, she will do the same thing to her children. Well, she is. She's not a good mother. She may be good at meeting their physical needs, but she sucks at the important emotional ones, like cheating on their father. Thank you. So anyhow, again, let's say it out loud, guys. Once a cheater, always a cheater. So I hope this guy makes the right decision. It seems like he's definitely more leaning towards the path of ending it, but still, I think all she has to do is put on the waterworks, like the fucking rain here, and he'll be right back to square one. We can hope. Alright, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you find a good story, please send it to me. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.